Alright. Everybody knows that all the best decks in Modern start with one of two cards, chat. They start with Ancient Stirrings or they start with Faithless Looting. So we've tuned up Jund here by adding one of the two best cards Modern has to offer to it in the old Faithless Looting. So onward, upward, backward, forward. This is a Jund deck in that the only white card are these Lingering Souls, and we can Faithless Looting away the front half of them if we don't have our one copy of Godless Shrine. So we got a bunch of 1-mana discard spells, got trophies, got fatal pushes, we've got Pyromancers, Trackers, and Tasigurs as threats. So let's kick the tires on and see how it goes. Seems like a Jund deck that wants to be a Mardu deck. Come on now. We're just trying to make Jund work in a cold modern world, okay? The Oratog with the 5 sub gifties. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. I am not planning to play Standard today. I am taking this evening to work my way through some of my Modern queue. So tonight and tomorrow night are going to be all spreadsheets, and then we'll be back to our regularly scheduled arena content on Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday morning. Tuesday might actually, I think Tuesday's probably going to be all arena, because I actually can't, MT Joe Traders is closed on Tuesday, since it's New Year's Day, so I can't get cards from them. I mean, 1 land Faithless Looting. Keep it. It's like Brainstorm, right? You just keep any hand that has like a land that a castable Brainstorm. Tron, I've got double Assassin's Trophy in my hand, chat. Everybody knows that Assassin's Trophy is a Tron killer. I don't know how our opponents are possibly going to win the game. You got discard spells and Assassin's Trophy. Come at me, Tron player. Come at me. Alright, 1 Relic of Progenitus. Please leave. Please leave. You are not welcome here anymore. You have no power here. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're just like never gonna beat these Oblivion Stones. Which is like, again, these Tron hate cards, like Assassin's Trophy, like Damping Sphere, they don't, if they're not accompanied by copious amounts of pressure, the Tron deck just like does its thing and kills you anyways. Thanks, Dakota. I appreciate that. We do not have Tarmogoyf in our deck. So we're going to bin the Lingering Souls and the Collective Brutality. We have not found a green source to play our trophies with, unfortunately. I think I take Ancient Stirrings here. I'm playing a lot of turns now, but 60% of my matches are green-black. To only switch 2 cards on the board seems low for how hard I find the matchup. I don't know. I think the green-black matchup's pretty good on average. I played that deck a lot, and the green-black matchup, I think, is a good green-black matchup. One of the reasons to play it. You could experiment with things like Sorcerer's Spyglass or Ixalan's Binding to deal with Vivian, but in my experience, that's not the axis I want to fight that matchup on. We should call them Tron slowers, not killers, because you make the Tron players trip over your corpse, but you're still a corpse. It's funny because it's sad. Alright, I mean, play my thing. I think at most I would only board 4 cards in that matchup, Coma Cake. I think you can probably reasonably cut all 4 of the gain 4 draw cards, but I don't think I'd cut more than that. Truth plus pain equals comedy, right? Yep. The Tron hate cards that people always get excited about, they don't make decks that have bad Tron matchups suddenly have good Tron matchups. They make them have a glimmer of hope that Tron gets to look in your eyes and laugh as they step on you and stomp it out. Probably Jund Dinos. If you're like super into fatties, Jund Dinos is like the best fatty deck, I think. Am I dead yet? Correct. Yeah, that too, Slimunzi. The fact that most Tron hate is predominantly permanent based makes Oblivion Stone extra good as well. Correct, Frost. Completely agree with your sentiment. That being said, this is one of the things that's really good about Assassin's Trophy here. So I've drawn Assassin's Trophy after my opponent has assembled Tron and played a thing, but like my trophy gets to kill their payoff now instead of just killing a Tron piece. So like it's a little bit more flexible. So like in an unspeakable world where my Tron opponent never draws another relevant card for the rest of this game, like if their next 7 draws are lands, I could maybe win this game. The decks that I'm playing today are being played in the order that they are listed in my stream title. Oh, rats! My opponent's deck full of spells drew a spell. Wait, maybe? Maybe? Don't tease me now. Yeah, I tried. Now, in imaginary statistics, this would be an 80-20 matchup or a 90-10 matchup, depending on how much you wanted to lie to yourself. Which, let's be honest, if you're playing Fair Magic in Modern, you probably desperately want to lie to yourself, so let's call it a 70-30. Cut all the Fatal Pushes, cut the Collective Brutalities, bring in Damping Spheres, Abrupt Decay. Gosh, we've got 2 Tron killers, chat. They'll never stand a chance. This is like a 90-20 matchup in reality. And if those numbers don't make sense to you, good. Tron doesn't make sense either. Yachidi, if you're still in chat, you have to do it from your desktop application. That's me typing a response to your email here. So you can't join the sub Discord server from mobile. But once you're in the server from the desktop version, you'll be able to see it on your mobile application. So it'll only be better if we're playing Filter Lads as well, right? I mean, at least we have a sideboard plan for Tron, right? Like, I got to cut all 7 of the cards that are bad against Tron and, like, bring in 7 cards that have a text box. Most mid-range decks can't do that. There's a lot of mid-range decks against Tron where you're just like, well, it all sucks, and I just have to sit here while it sucks. Let's grab a Blood Crypt here. Oh gosh, they're playing the Tarmogoyf build. Spicy. I think I just take their Goyf, right? I like it. We played Goyf out of the sideboard of Tron on stream before. It felt very reasonable. I don't think Chalice in Modern has ever been particularly good. Maybe there was a small window where like Infect and or Grixis Shadow are really popular, then it was fine, but I think on average, Chalice of the Void leaves a lot to be desired in this format. Unlike Legacy that's very heavily 1-mana spells, Modern has a lot of variation in the converted mana cost people play. Lots of 2s and 3s. Hey Dakota, do you own Hardened Scales in Modern? If the weather looks good, I might come up to the event in Palatine on the 12th. And I think I want to play Hardened Scales there. I haven't asked Matt yet either. Matt probably has some cards for it too. I think I just bin the lands here, right? Raging Ravine might actually be useful. I wonder if it's nuts to just like... I think I'm gonna ditch these two. And then cast Thoughtseize here, get another token. And like maybe this Damping Sphere backed up by the pressure can win this game. So they have double Wormcoil Engine. Has to be better than Kiki Court. Anything. What's the list of things that are better than Kiki Court is long? I love how there's people that can look at the current Modern format and come to the conclusion that Dig Through time's too degenerate. Like, what on God, can I have some of whatever you're smoking to like think that like Dig Through time is too good for this Modern format? There's some people terrified of change. There's some people. You know what I would love in Modern? I would love if my opponent's third or fourth turn was them setting up to cast Dig Through time instead of them setting up to literally kill me. That would be great. That would be awesome. I'd be super excited if my opponent's plan for their third or fourth turn of the game was amass card advantage and not end the game on the spot. That sounds super sweet. I mean, is Cruz even that good in the combo deck that wants to use its graveyard as a resource? Is it? Yeah, or Stoneforge Mystic, exactly. Like, what format of Magic are you playing? Like, I get it. It's very difficult to, like, apply critical thinking skills and be like, wait, these cards that are really good are still good, but they're not better than everything else people are doing in the format. The power level of everything is contextual to the format that they're being played in, and Modern is an incredibly high power level format. So yes, Dig Through time, Treasure Cruise, Stoneforge Mystic, these are all incredibly powerful Magic the Gathering cards. Well, you know what? So is every other card basically that sees play in Modern. It's either busted or it has synergies with other things that in combination are very busted. Yeah, remember when Jace the Mind Sculptor broke the format? Ruined Modern! The format was ruined forever. You should watch one of the many videos of me playing the deck you're asking the question about to understand why new cards are in it. Definitely talked at length about why that card is in the deck. So we're going to attack here. They're going to block. And then after they block, we Assassin's Trophy this so they don't get to lifelink. Then we kill them with the other ones. Again, just like showing some of the flexibility of Assassin's Trophy. Just like it can disrupt their mana, but it can also interact with their threats. My daily shout into the void to free pod. All I want, chat, is the ability to tap out on turn 2 for birthing pod and then lose the game. What is so wrong about that? Why am I not allowed to tap out on turn 2 for Birthing Pod so I can then lose the game? Free pod, I don't care how many times I lose. I don't know what Eradicate does, so it's probably unplayable. This hand has no hate cards in it. Discard spell into Pyromancer. Yeah, into Damping Sphere. Let's do it. Hey, Dakota. Thanks for hooking up the Twitch Prime. I appreciate it. Oh, that card's not playable. I actually have seen that Magic card before. That was a casual favorite from my friends and I played a bunch of back in the day. It's 4 mana Hero Fall. It's exactly correct for non-black creature. Thoughtseer. Rude. This is a pretty unfortunate hand for us. Alright, well, I'm just going to take the Walking Ballista for now. I need to find another discard spell to deal with the Nature's Claim. Scrying's a good draw. It means they're going to have Tron on 4. Alright, well, that's a trophy, I guess. Yep. Okay. All right. This is kind of what I needed to have happen here, right? I get to Thoughtseize, the Nature's Claim, and then play Damping Sphere. And they're going to play a Thoughtseer that I can probably never beat, which will bridge them into the Wormcoil engine. Is that what I'm supposed to do here? I think that's the line. And I think all roads lead to us being in a very bad spot. If you're just getting back into Modern after 2 years, you definitely should not be brewing. You will not have a lot of success brewing in a format that you don't understand. Would highly recommend getting a feel for the format with established archetypes that you know are good. What are you doing, mister? Does your mother know you're down here?
Yeah.
Does she? That doesn't look like the smirk of a boy who's telling the truth. What do you think? This isn't the Crash card game. This is the old card game.
The undercard's on that side and you're on this side.
Yeah, exactly. See, you got it.
That is one more card.
There is one more card. Do you think we're gonna win?
Yeah. This one's not gonna crash. This one's not the Crash game.
This is not the Crash game, right? It does crash sometimes, but it's not the cards that are crashing. It's Magic Online that's crashing.
That's the one. This one's gonna download the Crash. This is gonna download the Crash.
Oh, I should download the Crash card game?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe later.
Oh, maybe there was a pack one.
There's a pack one? Oh, you like the pack game?
Yeah. Remember that one?
I guess if they Ghost Quarter my Raging Ravine, I'm kind of okay with that.
It's okay. These cards are awesome.
Those cards are awesome. Those are the awesome altered cards from Hurly Burly. You can't have those ones. They're very nice.
What are these ones, though?
Those are sleeves. You want the sleeves?
Yeah.
You can have those.
Mom, these are the cards?
Those are for the cards. Can you go back upstairs with Mom, please?
No.
So, since they played the Ghost Quarter... God, so, like, do I even trophy this? Because if I trophy this, they get to guaranteed play the Wormcoil engine next turn. That's my younger one, by the way. That's Declan. He is 3.5 now. He'll be 4 in May. So yeah, 3.5 is like exactly correct, actually. Subs for Declan. Subs do go directly towards feeding Declan. You might not have been able to tell by the camera, but he likes to eat. He's a fat little dude.
No, I'm not.
Oh, Declan. All right, sweet. They missed on the 6th land, so they don't get to Wurmcoil this turn. He hasn't gotten past the denial stage yet, chat. Gotta cut him some slack. All right, dude. So what's the line here? The line is Assassin's Trophy this, draw Thoughtseize, take the Wurmcoil. That's our hopes and dreams here. We got 2 shots at a Thoughtseize. His hair is fantastic. Is a giant mop. Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize. Probably dead here. I don't think we can really kill them from 8 through a Wurmcoil. Yeah, maybe Siren Storm Tamer would be good enough, but unfortunately it's not a fairy.
Daddy, these are Pokemon ones. Daddy, these are Pokemon.
Those are Pokemon sleeves?
Yeah. Actually, they're Pokemon cards, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, actually, yes.
Alright, I'm gonna have to run you back upstairs to your mother here in a second, I think.
No.
No!
No, I want to go down.
Oh no, Declan, we lost.
Why?
Because they're playing Tron.
Let's get the dinosaur cards.
Oh, we need dinosaur cards. You think dinosaur cards could beat Tron?
But no. But there's no dinosaur cards in this game, though.
Oh, you're right. There aren't dinosaur cards in this game.
No, but Barney tried down the game.
Oh, what a completely reasonable and beatable sequence here.
Who told you could come down here?
I just come down here all myself.
You just come down here all yourself?
You just did it all yourself? You didn't even ask? You just wanted to see your dad?
Yeah.
Did you say hi to the internet?
But I really want to watch him play this game.
Okay, Mom can put me on the TV upstairs for you if you want.
You want to watch Daddy upstairs?
Okay, can you say bye, internet?
No.
I'll be unmuted in a moment as soon as the loud child leaves the room.
Go.
A Maxwell with the Prime support. Thanks for shipping your Beza bucks this month. I appreciate that. Can Declan get his own stream? At some point, he started playing video games. And he watches lots of other kids play games on YouTube and stuff.
Deck?
Sub for Declan. Thank you. Can we get a Declan cam? Have a safe flight, Trustee. I always find traveling by plane very therapeutic, because like unlike driving in a car where you like have a lot of control over what's going on, you're just like, well, I got no control over this plane. It's just like whatever happens. I just get to sit here and like relax. It's like not my problem. If it is my problem, it suddenly won't be my problem very quickly. I think I keep this. We'll fetch Godless Shrine on one. Man, we're about to lose to Mill, aren't we? Woof. They milled my Godless Shrine. We might be quickly approaching the point where I just stop accepting fair decks in Modern. We might be heading in the general direction of Jeff no longer accepts fair deck donations in Modern. That's fine. It'll be a quick league and we'll move right along. Been live for 2 hours and 40 minutes. We're already in match 2 of League 3. Yeah, I'm trying to work through some of my backlog. Can we put Dino Frenzy into Modern to test Declan's statement? Yeah. I guess they're down to 2 cards. They have another surgical to take my Faithless Lootings? Of course they have another surgical to take my Faithless Lootings. Is there a green source left in my deck? There are 2, thank you. Maybe we'll do a standard stream sometime with Declan playing standard with me, because Declan actually likes sitting there playing a match or 2 on Arena usually, watching the cards smash into each other. Oh, wait. Oh, I punted. I could have eaten this in response, and then they wouldn't have gotten to flash it back. And I don't have priority now. Yeah, that was a mistake. This isn't like Snapcaster. There isn't a trigger that I get to respond to. Vintage leagues don't fire. And Declan would get bored of this application pretty quickly, most likely. Alright, I don't know what they kept a card on top of their deck with mission briefing. Alright, attempt to kill you. Alright, that worked, I guess. Fatal Push is probably bad. They're usually an Ensnaring Bridge deck, so I want all of my ways to kill Bridge for sure. They must have kept Archive Trap or something weird. They were only 1 land off of casting Archive Trap, and it would have been lethal, so maybe that's a fine keep. I don't know. Do you think a significant number of people started with Magic Online as their intro to Magic? No, this is a tool just for established players. No new Magic player is gonna look online and go, I'm gonna pay $10 to get started on Magic Online. I think that's pretty unlikely to have happened. Inquisition of Kozilek? That's interesting. Yeah, there's exceptions to every rule, but I think anybody that has anybody that had that be their experience is probably the exception, not the rule. I will have you know I won game 1. Thank you very much, Burgle. So step down off your podium and realize that we are in the future and I won game 1. So this Mesmeric Orb can help me cast this Tasigur. So like next turn, I'm gonna mill a 4th card into my graveyard. Trophy will be 5 on the Mesmeric Orb, and then I'll play the Overgrown Tomb and cast Tasigur. High stakes, don't step in it. Declan and Jake really like that game, believe it or not. They're having a grand old time with that one. What's Don't Step in It? It's a children's game. It's a children's game much in the same way that Magic the Gathering is a children's game. It involves Play-Doh piles of poop. A lot like Magic the Gathering involves cardboard piles of poop in Modern. Thanks for drawing me 4 extra power here, opponent. I appreciate you. They're actually dead next turn, right? I'm gonna shock in the Overgrown Tomb attack for 12. If they have land, another land for the Crypt Incursion here, we could be in trouble. They do not, apparently. So do they have a removal spell? I think I just like no respect removal spell, try and kill them. Trigger. You have a Fatal Push? They have a Fatal Push, we're gonna be in trouble. Yeah, so like, they're going to 4 here, but their Crypt Incursion is gonna gain them 1, 2, 3, 4. They're gonna gain 12 off their Crypt Incursion. Oh, geez, they drew Field of Ruin. That's such an incredible draw for them. They get to cast both their spells now. They get to Archive Trap me and then Crypt Incursion me, which just buys them so much time. So they drew Fatal Push into the exact Seas Perfect. So like now I have a 4 turn clock. It's so long. Did I hit any more? All right, Hissing Quagmire. I did hit a Lingering Souls, and Hissing Quagmire also increases my clock a little bit. I'm JAC person. I don't know how I feel about that being my descriptor. You should embrace it, Chris. You do embrace it. It's who you are now. Hey, Weasel, thanks for the 7-month resub at the tier 2 level. Numbers and places that matter. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Welcome back. Dorky Dad Media, thanks for the biddies. All right, are you dead? You're dead. Yeah, they're dead. How we doing, folks? Good evening. Welcome. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic 30, 40, 50 hours a week. We play some Modern and some Legacy here on Magic Online. We also play a ton of Standard on Arena. If you're enjoying my content, please consider subscribing to my channel. I love what I do here, but the reason why I'm able to do this full-time as my job is because of my subscribers. They are quite literally the folks that keep me employed. Past subscribing, you can also support my content by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. The NRG Championship Series is a tournament series in the Midwestern United States that does $5,000 cash tournaments every single month in 2019. If you're not located in the Midwestern United States, you can't make it out to their tournaments. The next one's on January 12th. They also do streaming media coverage of their paper Magic events that you can find at twitch.tv/NRG series. Cardshare.com will love to help you turn your cards into other cards directly to the players. There's no haggling, and they just take 1% fee off the top. They also just recently added a draft simulator to their website, so if you're interested in doing some limited stuff there, be sure to head on over to their URL. InkedGaming.com will love to help you customize your gaming experience using code Jeff12. You can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags with them. You can upload your own custom artwork or choose from a wide range of custom artwork that they have on their website. And of course, MTGOtraders.com will love to buy and sell Magic Online cards with you. And if you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you can save 8% on all of your singles orders there with them. Heading on into our next match with the 4-color Pyromancer, Young Pyromancer, whatever you want to call it, deck. Small white splash here this evening. We are 1-1. We died to Tron, unsurprisingly, and we just beat Blue-Black Mill. I will watch whether you say I can or not. I'm confused now if that's my wife who made an account for my child, or if some random internet person has made an account for my child. Yeah, I run through those shill lines, you know, a few times a day. I'm here 40 hours a week doing that. Hit those once an hour or so. Well, I've been a little bit lazy tonight. I don't shill quite as much on my bonus stream nights. When we're here 9 to 5, we shill every hour almost. Push that one off a cliff. Polluted Delta. Huh. Plague Zinger. Okay, so green, black Infect, it looks like. I think I'm actually supposed to Faithless Looting here, looking for another Fatal Push or a discard spell, try and keep myself alive. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Stay alive, stay alive. Ha, 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 ha. Stay alive. I would love to get rid of their Rancor. That sounds great. So we're attacking for 2 Infect a turn currently. They have a Fatal Push in their hand here, but I'm going to get to play Pyromancer plus Tasigur next turn, which is kind of great. Actually, it's possible I should just play Tasigur and, like, hold the Pyromancer until I can find the discard spell to clear this Fatal Push. Yeah, that's probably a better line. Yep. Scavenging Ooze, not particularly great. We're going to go ahead and fetch a Godless Shrine here in case we draw Lingering Souls. Do I want to flashback this looting? I guess hitting Lingering Souls isn't even that good because it, what's the word that I'm searching for? It doesn't really block profitably with the Pendulum even in play. Since I drew the Scavenging Ooze, I'm actually going to go ahead and play that out alongside the Tasigur because I don't really care if the Ooze dies to a Fatal Push here. Do you have a quick comparison of black-green Infect to blue-green Infect? Not really. I guess what are the high points, like Plague Stinger versus Blighted Agent, and then like discard spells and some removal versus more protection spells. Neither of the Infect decks are really tier 1. So there's a lot of variation in what sees play because they're kind of bruised to a degree. All right, let's start by attacking here. Adrian, thank you for the brand new Prime sub. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here this month with that. So they only have 3-4 in play at the moment, so that seems fine for me. Wow, they didn't Fatal Push that. That's interesting. I think I'm gonna go ahead and play Tireless Tracker, so that way I can block the Glistener Elf next turn and generate a clue. How often do you activate Tassigur's ability? We've played, this is our 3rd match with the deck, so we have not activated Tassigur's ability yet this evening. Well, thank you for that, Landley. I appreciate the support. Keep in mind, especially if other folks are watching this on YouTube in the future, that I don't have to be live if you have Twitch Prime and you want to share that my way. So you can just open up my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Jeff Hoagland at any time, even when I'm offline, and click that sub button in the upper right-hand corner, and it'll give you that Prime option for free. So we're dead in 2 here with this Pendelhaven. So hopefully our draw step or this clue crack give us some removal. This new Urborg artwork is fantastic. Or we're just dead here. Yeah, or we're just dead here. Yay, fair magic. Ah, fair magic. Alright, so Scavenging Ooze is out. Abrupt Decays and Collective Brutalities are in. So actually, and this is actually another thing, I should plug this when I encourage people to sub while I'm offline. If you sub while I'm offline, you can still share your sub notification message the next time you catch me online. So like, if you sub on like Thursday, but you can't catch me live until the following Tuesday, when you log in, you should get the share notification at the top of your screen while I'm live still. Get that sweet shout out still. Yeah, the problem is I don't really know what to cut here. Like, do I just, like, cut all my Tireless Trackers? But I feel like I'm going down too many threats at that point. Yeah, I should definitely include that. Is that you can still get the shout-out if you sub while I'm offline. Because I agree, the shout-out is fun, right? Like, when I sub to people, I want them to notice me. I have Twitch Prime. I give it to somebody every month. That's a good note in general. Even if you don't want to Twitch Prime sub to my channel, if you have Twitch Prime, make sure you use it every month. Just like, it's just free money you can give to someone from Jeff Bezos. He has more money than the rest of us, so feel free to take some of his money and send it, Notice me. What's going on, DBZ? DB7. Give rich Jeff's money to poor Jeff. Exactly. Killer Caterpillar, thanks for the brand new Prime support. Welcome. Hope you're having a good weekend wherever you're at. More money than the rest of us combined. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. More than the rest of us combined. That is definitely the truth. Actually, I'm gonna cut this Hissing Quagmire rather than nah, that's not true. I'm gonna cut the Raging Ravine rather than the basic forest. Someone out had asked about Damping Sphere earlier, and I missed it. Damping Sphere is a card you should only be bringing in when your opponent's deck is effectively incapable of winning while it remains in play. Or Tron. Tron can kill you through Damping Sphere, but against combo-style decks, it should only be coming against things like Storm, or KCI, or Grishelbrand, stuff like that that's going to have an incredibly hard time killing you through it. Infect, making them pay an extra mana for their second spell really isn't that big of a deal. And remember, Damping Sphere's effect is symmetrical, so like stopping us from double spelling in turns will also be relevant at points. Yeah, I mean, and Amazon wants you to use your Twitch Prime money too, right? Like, if Amazon didn't want you Twitch Priming to people, they wouldn't have it as an option. Twitch Prime is like one of the ways Amazon funds original content, because Amazon, through Twitch in a way, is competing with other streaming services, right? Like Netflix, like YouTube and stuff like that. And I'm sure there are a lot of people, myself included, who like are streaming full-time because of Prime that we wouldn't otherwise be. Pickle Plop, thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Like at any given point, like half of my sub count is like is prime subs, which is a large chunk. All right, so do I pick apart pump spells, or do I just take the creatures? I have a ton of Doom Blades in my hand. I'm actually gonna take the Rancor here. That card gets incredibly annoying with Inkmoth deck says. Correct. Yes. Yeah. It goes in a lot of directions, right? So, this is definitely getting a red source. Let's grab Blood Crypt. I think I definitely want to escalate this. I think I'm bidding the Maelstrom Pulse. They're still a little ways off of them casting the Crusader because they don't have any black mana yet. Hope you have a good year. Happy to throw my fun money this way. Gnome, thanks for the 7 months. Welcome back. I think I want to take the defense because that protects their stuff. Ugh. Hazumte. Fastest mute hotkey in the West. So our success this game is probably going to be pretty directly tied to whether or not they can come up with a black sources on time here. Rain Spider, thank you very much for the 8-month primary sub there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. And Wog! Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this month. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine. You know, it's funny. Magic Arena definitely brought a lot more eyeballs to the game, but the Magic community as a whole's always been pretty excellent. I never thought that I'd be able to hit full-time just doing Magic Online, and we definitely were. I was full-time doing stuff on this channel long before Arena ever came around. Is Glimpse of Nature too degenerate for Modern? Probably. I don't know. I'm very much of the opinion that, like, Modern just doesn't need anything more degenerate in it. So if they have a protection spell here, I just get to, like, push it again in response and, like, add more power to play. So that seems like a win for me. Like, getting my extra point of power in play here is real valuable. All right. So I get to push this one off a cliff as well. Their hand is Phyrexian Crusader plus Become Immense plus 1 card I don't know. So if they miss on a black source for a turn or two here, we're going to be in a great spot. Or we could draw that and take the Crusader away proactively. The get bit buttons is on the chat, on the right side of the screen. All right, so we're looking to be in a good spot here. They do have 2 good cards in their hand though, so if they rip a threat off the top, especially with this Rancor, we could be in danger of dying very quickly. I'm leaving this Bloodstained Mire uncracked because of our copies of Fatal Push. So if I draw a copy of what's it called? If I draw a copy of Fatal Push, I want to be able to crack this to kill their thing. So this Collective Brutality is actually a great draw too, because it's going to be able to kill them next turn. We attack for 5 and then drain for 2. I think Wizards should introduce free interactive spells to Modern to make it more Legacy-like. Nah, I don't think so. I think if you want to play Legacy, you should go play Legacy. So they have 2, 3, 4, 10. So I actually have to attack here. And how this is going to work is they're going to animate this, block this, pump it, and they have Become Immense. And then they become immense to save from the Collective Brutality, but then I'm not dead to the become immense next turn, whereas currently I'm dead to become immense next turn. If they don't block here, I just drain them with Collective Brutality and end the game on the spot. WotC doesn't want you to play Modern either. Wizard of the Coast wants you to play Standard, and they want you to play Limited. Those are the two formats of Magic Wizard of the Coast supports and wants you to play. So I'll kill this plus drain them, which leaves them dead on board. And they're gonna play the Become Immense to save this, obviously, so they can try and draw another Become Immense next turn to kill me. Poor Brawl. Oh, Brawl. Somebody somewhere loves you. Maybe. If WotC had no love for Commander, they wouldn't print a pre-con product every year. That's not strictly true. And like they can print products that support these older formats a minimal amount without them being their pushed format. So for example, if Wizards wanted you to play Modern, Modern would be affordable and accessible. But Modern's not affordable and accessible because Wizards wants Modern to only appeal to enfranchised players who are already heavily invested in Magic the Gathering. The reason why your Modern decks cost $1,000 is because Wizards of the Coast doesn't want to support the format. They could easily have a reasonable amount of reprints to have these decks cost, you know, $200-300 or $100 even, if they wanted the format to be accessible. They don't, though. They don't want new players getting into these formats. They want it to be exclusive. They want it to be difficult to get into because Standard and Limited create churn, which creates repeat customers. Yes, here's something that a lot of people don't get. Creating a pack of UMA costs the same amount of dollars for Wizards of the Coast almost as printing a normal booster pack. There is an asterisk small marginal amount of money to put a foil in every pack, but that's a very small price increase. It's not $9 more. Standard's not a yearly investment. Standard's a quarterly investment. They release new Standard sets every quarter. New sets impact Standard constantly. Our hand is not well set up here. I guess Lingering Souls is pretty good with what we have going on at the moment. That's not true, Tom Tracy. That's actually some FUD. LGSs make money on churn. Formats like Legacy and Modern being expensive hurts LGSs more than they help them. And LGS would much rather sell 10 $5 cards than one $50 card. Whenever you see a local game store or someone that, when people talk about they can't reprint reserve list staples because it would kill local game stores, the local game stores that are sitting on piles of reserve list cards, those are run by bad business people. Stores make money by selling things, not by sitting on product. That's just how business works. You don't make money with something sitting in your case. You make money when someone hands you money and takes the product from you. So here's my best piece of advice when playing against Infect. Don't fight over their things during their combat phase. You'll be a very sad panda. Because selling 10 $5 things is easier. It's easier to sell 10 $5 things than one $50 thing. Huh. So I can actually trophy their Yawgmoth here, and they can't protect it with Blossoming Defense, which is great. It's all about turnover of capital, not accumulation of capital. Yep. Yep, that's a good way to put those words in there. Put all those words together. Lingering Souls is about to be very, very good here. This is one of the places someone's asking about green-black versus blue-green earlier, and creatures are much, especially flying creatures, are much better against green-black because they don't have that copy of, what's it called? They don't have the copy of Blighted Agent to attack through blockers. It has really good curves, chat. Never forget, the best card advantage in Magic is killing your opponent while they have cards in their hand. Nuka-Cola, if you've already used the forum and I told you it's okay to donate for something, no, you messaged me on, what's it called? Yeah, just, you can go ahead and send the bits, and I already approved that one. Is there a reason to play green-black over blue-green? Yeah, green-black's a little bit more interactive. It has cards like Fatal Push and discard spells. Alright, looking to be in a good spot here. Green-black is also more threat dense, that's true. You get access to Phyrexian Crusader, which is an incredibly resilient card. So like, I talked about green-black being worse against, blockers. It's much better against removal spells, because Phyrexian Crusader is immune to Path and Lightning Bolt, which are some of the most commonly played removal spells in the format. I'm going to go ahead and just force the Blossoming Defense out of their hands here, so I know they have that as one of their 2 cards. So looking for some more removal spells here. That's also a decent draw. Alright, just blockers for days. So you'll notice my opponent had Rancor in the 2 games we played so far. Rancor is one of their ways to punch through blockers like I'm stacking up in play right now. So that's the card that we're hoping to dodge and they're hoping to draw. This is a feature I really wish Magic Arena had. Auto yield to all triggers of a specific type is a really great feature that Magic Online offers. Greetings, humans. What's going on, Razor Cola? Thanks for the 7 months. Welcome back. I appreciate it. Next turn, we get to start working our way towards being clueless. Draw some extra cards. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and 2025 exactly. 2,500 bits or $25 through PayPal. We actually have played, so if you're interested in Infect, we actually played a Sultai Infect deck. We actually played a Sultai Infect deck on stream at one point that felt very reasonable. This is match 3. Ewok Slayer, thanks for the 7-month resub. I appreciate the support. Welcome back. Oh, why didn't they attack with this? I actually messed up and none of these can block this. It's actually a pretty big mistake on my part. I probably should have gotten things on this earlier. All right, let's try and kill this. That's unfortunately just not how software works, or type. Like, a feature existing on Magic Online doesn't mean it's easy to port that feature to Magic Arena or vice versa. Spartan Commander, thank you very much for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. So I'm going to flash this back and then start attacking in the air here, I think. Just need to try and get this game over before they find a Rancor. want to pressure them before they draw the card that ends the game for them. Gaffa tape. Collective Brutality. Don't mind if it is. If this thing dies, this game is just basically over. Yeah. All right, let's attack with the idiots. Arg. Gives me the big old green light. Sure. I believe we are currently ahead. This is what the kids would refer to as doing it, I believe. So if they draw Rancor and have become immense, that would be 9 minus 2 is 7, so that's not even enough. Man, look at that. We're up to almost 800 people so far this evening. It's more than I was expecting for... All Modern Night. McCrae, for reference, you were timed out for referencing someone that's not welcome in my community, so please don't mention that person here. Thank you. Yep. I need to, like I said, I need to mention this a few times tonight. We recently just put up my, I put up my end of the year sub poll recently. So if you are a subscriber to my channel and you have not checked your email that's registered to your Twitch account, or if you don't have an email from there, pop into the subs Discord to get the link. I always poll the people who pay my bills to find out what they want to see on the content. Because y'all are basically my bosses after my wife. So... So they have Nahiri, they have Fatal Push. I think I just Faithless Looting here. Yeah, it's not like a WotC take 20 minutes out of your day survey. It's just like a what's the stuff that you care about? Let me know. Ditch these. They play Bloodstained Mire. They have Push, Mesa, Nahiri, and then one card I don't know. My wife's the boss, but that makes, I think the Twitch subs, they're like the board of directors basically, right? That's probably an appropriate reference. I've never been a director before. If you want to cast your director vote, make sure you fill out the sub survey. Do you think this version's better than Mardu Pyro? I don't know. Probably not. The actual answer is I have no idea. I've played 3 matches with the deck now. Start of 4. So next turn, I can flashback Lingering Souls and play Tasigur. They find some souls of their own. We need more souls, man. If I sub right now, can I put it on my resume? Yes, but don't ask me for a reference call. I will not make reference phone calls. So I think I'm actually going. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to Tasigur, keep looting and souls in my bin. And then next turn I can shock this land in and go Pyromancer, flashback souls, make it elemental as well before it gets fatal pushed. This Nahiri is going to threaten to bury us pretty quickly though. And with all their lingering souls tokens, I'm not going to have a good way to pressure their Nahiri. This is a friendly reminder to everybody out there who wants to submit modern decks. Don't expect me to play against Blood Moon if you send me a 3 or 4 color deck. Just a good clean above the board. Do I play more now than when I was grinding as a pro? It's probably a similar amount, honestly. The difference now is more of my non-playing time is also devoted to Magic things. Like there's a lot of it's pinned in the general channel, Romeo. A lot of the there's a lot of administrative stuff that goes along with streaming too, at least to stay as organized as I am. So for every day I'm streaming, there's probably 45 minutes to an hour or so off stream work that I do. We are 2-2. We lost to Tron, and I conceded a match to Blood Moon. Well, with my hand being mono removal spells here, we're definitely pushing the Stork off a cliff. Get him. Could be Infect again, could be Spirits. Verdant Catacombs likely implies Infect or some kind of... Yeah, okay. Trophy their next Stork. Thanks, Twitch chat. Grab Stomping Ground here, play Tasigur next turn. Yep, yeah, if you link your Amazon account to your Twitch account, you get Twitch Prime included with your Amazon Prime. Get a free sub every month to any channel here on Twitch that you want. As someone who loves fair interactive decks, I love your modern streams. It reminds me I should be playing Standard. Just do them apart. You can think of this as I light my money on fire, so you don't have to light yours on fire. Yeah, no problem. I appreciate you taking the time to do that. I'm all spake for bushies. Go. I will not be at Columbus. Driving across the Midwest in January is like really perilous often. I've almost died on my way to a Magic tournament one too many times. I also took like 8 days off in December to like travel for the Invitational and then for the holidays, so I can't take that much time off again, just hurts the income too much. Columbus is a very nice city. It's probably one of my top 3 for places to visit in the country. Stop it. Because the quality of the pickup games on Magic Online is just unbearable, Ordotype. There's no sort of MMR or matchmaking in them, and people frequently leave right in the middle. The people playing in the free rooms on Magic Online are generally doing so because they don't own cards. Whereas, like, it's actually kind of the inverse on Magic Arena. The people who play the constructed events in Magic Arena are people missing cards. They're trying to farm cards out of the event. And people on, like, the free-to-play room tend to have cards. They're not grinding for anything. Should I donate for Hardened Scales with 4 Leyline of Vitality? Yeah, probably, Trey. That's probably fine. Hey, Robert, your mother's brother. Thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate that. This is blue-green Infect this time, to be fair. Not blue-black. So really hoping to draw a Faithless Looting or a Fetch Land so we can get our Godless Shrine to cast these Lingering Souls next turn. Nuka-Cola Company, thank you for the $25 tip. I appreciate it. Blurk Dearth Shredder. I will message the deck list and link the PDF guide. Thank you, Nuka-Cola. Perfect. So it would be greedy of me to make 2 clues, right? Tell me I shouldn't make 2 clues, chat. I'm just gonna not make 2 clues before I try and talk myself into making 2 clues here. I know where this is going, and I'm gonna try and make the clues. You should make the clues. Stop it! Stop it, Twitch chat. Encourage me to make good decisions. Encourage me to make good decisions. Y'all are the worst. I'm really glad I just cracked the fetch land right away before that message got through to chat. Why would we encourage you? That's true. That's true. Stone raining people drawing cards. These are things Twitch chat loves. All right. Whew. I was worried we were going to be clueless here, chat. You're no longer clueless. Under pressure, bum 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 butter dum bum, bum 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 butter dum bum. Do 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 do. So I've technically made a sequencing mistake here. I should have attacked before I played my spell in my land, because now they have free reign to know that they can animate Inkmoth Nexus, block my Tasigur, and like kick Vines of the Vastwood to eat my Tasigur without getting punished. So I've given them a window here to spend a pump spell to trade with my Tasigur, and they're much less likely to do that if I make this attack with a card in my hand and mana up. Whereas here I don't have a card in my hand, so they know they can make that block if they want. Yeah, I'm basically a radio DJ. My mouth is a song mixer. Gotta get them all mixed up. Tap, tap, concede. God bless. God bless. Roast me. Blue-white spirits for a Grand Prix. How great. You want me to roast you? Well, the roast response to Blue-White Spirits for a Grand Prix is, what, you couldn't afford Noble Hierarchs? That's the roast response. Real response. Spirits is continually underwhelming and underpowered in my experience, and the only redeeming quality about Bant is getting to play Noble Hierarch and Collected Company. I would question if you don't want to invest in Noble Hierarchs for your deck. That's exactly that. Instead of spending $100 to play in a Grand Prix, get Noble Hierarchs. They'll last you longer. Your expected result at a Grand Prix is mediocre. Do you like humans over spirits at the moment? Nah, spirits is probably better than humans. Their disruption and their flash access is really good. Also, and this is something that I feel like can't be stated enough, I think Blue-Red Wizards is much better than Blue-White Spirits. Bant is probably better than Blue-Red Wizards, but I think Wizards is better than Blue-White Spirits for sure. People play really poorly against flash decks on average. The play patterns that decks that play out at instant speed generate tend to be confusing for a lot of people to play against. So decks like Spirits gain percentage points, especially against bad players. So there's a lot of lands in it, but it's like double Doomblade lands to cast any spell I draw, so I think I'm in for like Dubs Doomblade against the Infect deck. By BG, do you mean blue-green? For reference, if so, in Magic the Gathering, we tend to use the letter U to represent blue and B to represent black, since they're both colors that start with the letter B. Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? Do 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 do. Man, their hand is bad, and we just made it worse. Listen, if people knew how to play against decks that play out at instant speed, I would have never top 8'd an event with Kiki Cord. I definitely wouldn't have top 8'd an indie with the what's it called deck, the Blue-Red Wizards deck. My best win rate at competitive REL tournaments over a meaningful sample size, almost 100 sanctioned matches, was actually with the Teamer Flash deck back in the last Innistrad format. RTR Innistrad. I had like just shy of like an 80% win rate in that format. With that sweet Flash deck. Yeah, I was the one with Yeva in it. That's exactly correct. That was my previous favorite standard format, but this current standard format has surpassed it now. Yeva Nature's Herald. I did play during Con Standard. Con Standard was like fine, but it wasn't anything that I'd write home about. Like it was like a good format, but it wasn't better than RTR Innistrad in my opinion, or this current standard format. Like that standard format wasn't like the last 2 years of unplayable Kaladesh misery that we just got out of, but I don't think really anything particularly noteworthy about it. It was just like one of Magic's many fine standard formats. Man, this Abrupt Decay looking a whole lot worse than Assassin's Trophy at the moment. The biggest travesty about Kaladesh block is that Bant Tamio never really got a great time to shine. That card was great. I loved casting her. She's just never particularly good. Well. What's going on, Night Stars? So I think I start holding these fetch lands at this point. So that way if I draw a Tireless Tracker, they make additional clues. So I'm not going to crack the one in play, and I'm going to keep this other one in my hand for now. CO Twitch, thanks for the brand new Prime Sport. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. I'm going to hold on to this Abrupt Decay for a hot second, so that way if I draw a Pyromancer, I can make a token. God, I'm so smart and thin. Just the smartest, thinnest Magic the Gathering streamer on Twitch. I love making the tiny percentage play and getting rewarded. Maybe I'm supposed to kill plus discard. Yeah, maybe kill discard's better there. Yeah, maybe kill discard's better there. God, smart and thin to fat and dumb in just a matter of seconds, chat. The highs and lows of playing Magic the Gathering. Dear opponent, please don't kill me. We could die here. We could be dead to the Yawgmoth. And I would be less likely to be dead if I had looked at their hand and taken an instant or sorcery away. 2 +4s, or a +4 and a Become Immense to it. That bodes well for me. Become Immense is lethal here, though. And I could have taken one of these two things if I'd have, yeah, this is a Become Immense, they're paying the delve cost. Maybe they're thinking on it. We could have a Fatal Push. We could push their stuff, and we could have a Lightning Bolt. You wants to be conservative. Yay, conservative! Yay! Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. All right, let's bad duress plus drain to get my clock going faster here. Ditch the land. Wow, they could have killed me, and they chose to have a little respect. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, that's why you lost the game. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, you should have shown me none. Listen, playing decks like Infect is not for the faint of heart. You need to just like shove. You just be like, look at it. These are my chips and I'm putting them in the table. Are you dead? And most of the time your opponent's going to say, yes, I am dead. For the love of God, put on an album. Is this a concession push? Feels like a concession push. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! They drew a Blighted Agent, chat. That means we could be dead next turn. It means any +4 or +6 kills us. Yeah, they're less likely to know that they should have been aggressive, because they'll think we had the push the whole time. A +4 kills us because they have a Distortion Strike in their hand. So Distortion Strike puts this to 2 power, and then a +4 gives it 6, puts it to 6, and we're at 4 Infect currently. Alright, your move, Yuki boy. This is all I got. Am I dead? Am I dead? Doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo. Doo-doo. You have to ask the important question that every modern player has to ask it many times in their career. Am I dead yet? What are we thinking here? Which direction? If only the opponent had Gataxian Probe. God, could you imagine the modern Arclight deck with Gataxian Probe? How gross would that be? Oh, you know what? I shouldn't have played the Pyromancer out because now I lose it. I don't kill them with Spell Pierce. So the extra token is meaningless here. Losing to Spell Pierce is silly. Well, I guess they have to block anyways, so it doesn't matter. It's like 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other. All roads lead to Rome. Be as sloppy as we want. Alright, we hit to Tree 2. We died to Tron, we died to Blood Moon. If you put this pile of magic cards in front of me and told me, Jeff, you're gonna lose to Tron, you're gonna lose to Blood Moon this league, I'd be like, yep. That sounds about right. My comment on this deck would be, I am uncertain that Damping Sphere is worth its sideboard slots. And the reason for that is, I don't think you're beating Tron with Damping Sphere. We definitely didn't. And I think with Leyline of the Void and the discard spells that we have, you probably have enough cards to bring in against Storm as is. So I might think about moving the Damping Spheres to some other type of card. I would want to go over my ins and outs and all sorts of other matchups and try and figure out like where I need more help. I don't know exactly offhand where that is necessarily, but I think the Damping Spheres might be redundant. Also, if you do really want to try and have a chance against Tron with this deck, and you think we don't need to bring in Damping Sphere against Storm because we don't have the slots to do so, Alpine Moon's a very reasonable consideration as well. Alpine Moon's actually better against Tron because it's more efficient, and it's also a card that could maybe help us be less lame against Valakut Titan. But, I mean, we have a lot of good tools for the KCI matchup too, like Leyline of Void is also good there. I mean, this list is just very different than the Decandio list, playing like Traverse and Bubbles and Bedlam Reveler. Like, 5 cards different is like 10% of the deck being different. Like, this deck is like 10 or 12 cards different from that, so it's very, very different. So, what are we doing next? What are we doing next? Need to get an order from MTGO traders. We're gonna get Grixis Shadow and Steamkin to wrap the night up. Gosh, it's been a long time since I've done a 5-deck evening stream. We'll see.